Ain't no one of you worth the devil. You led to my door. Ain't no one of you worth the trouble. Be virginal. Ain't no one of you worth the devil. You led to my door. Ain't no one of you worth the trouble. Be virginal. Ain't no one of you worth the devil. You led to my door. Ain't no one of you worth the trouble. Be virginal. Welcome to another horrid, despicable, downright abominable episode of the apocalypse. Allow me to be the bearer of the torch. I am not the light. The enkindler has made the light. It is a piece of him. The torch lay there, the path before us in complete darkness. Demons on either side, numbering in the billions, son. I shall bear it for thee, that thou might see the way. Stay in the light, and you will live. Make it to the end of the path without straying outside the light. And you will be standing before the throne of God himself. And he will say, "Fine work, my child. You are one of few. I was waiting for you. Welcome." Let us begin. Okay, since Carney talked shit and is basically telling the whole world it's a new world order now and we ain't part of it, we got to go around it for now until we can't anymore. And our friends aren't our friends anymore. It obviously got to Donnie, and plus Canada didn't join the Board of Peace. But that's not what Donnie's really mad about, is it? So a Donnie post, because, you know, why run the country when you can talk shit on Mark Carney on your own, money laundering site? Dear Prime Minister Carney, please let this letter serve to represent that the Board of Peace is withdrawing its invitation to you regarding Canada joining what will be the most prestigious board of leaders ever assembled at any time. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald Trump, President of the United States. That's in all caps at the bottom. Because Donnie's real proud. Little Donnie's real proud of being president. Yeah, Canada and all of Europe said fuck off except for like Hungary, and they crooked as hell. So it's a case again of you quitting your job and your boss telling everyone he fired you. But we watch it publicly, and this is the President of the United States, and it's our fucking doom as well. Just so happens to be. Because he's worried about insulting, intimidating, annexing Mark Carney's country, and not running ours. That means we're fucked. And I'm sorry, it's pouring rain. Forgive me. It's the apocalypse. It's supposed to be spooky, right? So, Carney already said fuck off. Donnie reacts like a child who feels stupid and needs the whole world to think, because it's like you can't handle it if you don't think it, that he fired Mark Carney and Mark Carney didn't quit. Trump, record cold. This is another post Aaron Rupar is commenting. Record cold wave expected to hit 40 states. Rarely seen anything like it before. Could the environmental insurrectionists please explain whatever happened to global warming? He's quoting Donnie's post. Let's read it quickly. It's very short. Record cold wave expected to hit 40 states. Rarely seen anything like it before. Could the environmental insurrectionists please explain whatever to global warming? So because there's a winter storm in one place, there's no global warming now. We all know that's not true. Modern technology, radiation from nuclear weapons and power plants and other things are all in the atmosphere, in the soil. Plastics are in everything. Car exhaust, industry, pollution, spraying. Our environment's fucked and it's warming the planet. The efforts they're using to stop it, which I won't go into, are warming the planet faster. Plus all the pollution. And please, I don't need to be a scientist to know this. I know no scientist would ever admit this to me, because that'd be the death of them. Testing nuclear weapons in our atmosphere, dispensing that radiation over and over again, like dumb little children playing with fireworks in the backyard, playing with matches. That's all you were doing, son. You little children detonating atomic fucking bombs to see if they work. And then dropping them on Japan, and then all the nuclear power plants in the various, let's say, non-financed well countries that have them. Some places that have let them fall in disrepair. Some in America are in disrepair. They just don't talk about it, son. Fukushima's still leaking. They dump in radioactive water, whatever the fuck they feel like. You're not allowed to talk about it in Japan. They lock your ass up. Nuclear waste being buried, thrown in the ocean, thrown in lakes, rivers, in barrels. Radiation just leaking from the nuke plants, every single one. All that's in the atmosphere, the soil, everything. Do you think that has no effect on warming the planet? They're everywhere around the globe, those nuke plants. Plus, again, the atomic testing. I don't give a fuck what any science. I don't care if Jesus told me. It's not contributing to the warming of this planet. I don't believe it. It's almost a giant microwave now, just from that. Let alone all the other pollution. All right, the point I didn't mean to talk about all that. Here I go again. The phrase environmental insurrectionists. Look, Donnie, Stephen Miller, I know you guys are trying to build a Reich, and you guys are doing the Goebbels, Hitler, Nazi thing like they did in the late 30s and mid-30s, late 30s, 40s, where everything's a propaganda speech. And you overzealous with it and you start to use it too much where it gets ridiculous, Donnie. I know you're building a Reich. That's your thing. That's all what you people are doing. I get it. Everything's a propaganda. Every utterance is propaganda in service of the Reich. But the term environmental insurrectionist is a bit over the top, son. And again, reality, if I know we don't like to speak it anymore in this world, or especially this country, the reality is that fat orange fuck staged a coup against this nation. He's an abject traitor. The Russians have him pegged. They call him Krasnov. Named after a traitor from their country. A famous one. He's an insurrectionist. He's a terrorist. He's a traitor who staged a coup, tried to take over our government so he could be dictator for life. Now you gave him the keys back, and he is dictator for life. And again, if you think that black hand of Donnie and the Reich will not come a knocking on your door, no matter who the fuck you are, or the fallout of the madman Caligula that you have wrought won't come to you, the fallout won't be over your neighborhood or in your neighborhood, you're dead goddamn wrong. Like I said, all will be crying in the end. No one's exempt. Wait till you see where this devil takes us. Look how bad it is already. My God. But anyway, the term environmental insurrection is a bit over the top, guys. I know it's like Goebbels all day, 24/7 on steroids, Satan. I get it. On coke. I know. But environmental insurrection is coming from a literal insurrectionist. The phrase in general, even if Donnie wasn't cretin, sewer garbage of a traitor, even if he wasn't that, the political rhetoric of environmental insurrection, it's just a bit. Donnie's a showman. Reality TV, wrestling, shit like that. All fake, all image, all bullshit. Always was, son. Okay, here Donnie's talking about NATO. Maybe we should have put NATO to the test, invoked Article 5, forced NATO to come here and protect our southern border from further invasions of illegal immigrants, thus freeing up large numbers of Border Patrol agents for other tasks like kidnapping and murder. I added that last part. Freeing up agents for other tasks. That's what Donnie says. And Donnie's evil as fuck. He's the Antichrist. So we know what those other tasks are. Shooting women in the face, pepper spraying babies and shit, kidnapping 5-year-olds like it's normal. Like they ain't bored of Satan or something. Like it's politics, right, son? Is that what you call it? I dare you, son, to call it politics in front of the man. What he says, why did you vote for the right? Why did you preach kidnapping 5-year-olds? It was just politics, Lord. It's not me. Do you think that'll work with the man? Genius. Or I was just following orders. It was just politics. It's just how I vote. Let's not talk politics. No, it is you, son. And your name is on it. And the man will remember. I know you people making a lot of lists. I know. You've been making lists for years. I'm sure my name's on a bunch of them. The man's making a list too. And you people, and your Reich, and your Antichrist have proven it real to me. So etch it in granite, son. Call it politics all day, every day. We get more conservative as we get older. Whatever phrase, saying to make yourself feel better, help you sleep at night, you want to slap on it. Tell that to the man when you stand in there. Man As you get older, you get more conservative. So it's okay to vote for evil over and over again. I was just following orders. Lord, it's just politics, Lord. That'll get me out of the lake, right, Lord? I thought Donnie handled the border already. Why would we need NATO to come handle it? Donnie tells whatever lie of convenience he needs. So 1 minute the lie is, oh, the border's great, it's perfect, no one ever comes over. Oh, sure. Sure, Donnie. Now it's, oh, maybe we should have NATO come handle the border because it's not handled. I thought it was handled. So this is a different lie or a different spin, twist. And we all know what Donnie would do with extra border agents. Not Gestapo at all. They're not kidnapping. They're not murdering people. They're not spraying babies. They're not kidnapping babies. They're not trafficking babies. They're not trafficking children. They're not trafficking humans. They haven't turned trafficking into an industry at all. Donnie asked a question, and we only have the audio. Will you be chairman of the Board of Peace past your second term in office? They should have asked him, are you going to be president past your second term? Because he ain't leaving, son. Did he leave last time? No, he staged a coup. I have the right to be if I want, says the little child Caesar God King with a diaper full of shit. We'll see what happens. It's in theory for life. Yeah, the theory in Donnie's head where everyone pays him $1 billion across the world, every single country, and he makes every decision, and he keeps all the money. That's what you've done, Rubes. Does that sound like a stable, sane individual to you? Or does that sound like a motherfucker that's going to take us all into fucking Armageddon? I'm thinking Armageddon. I don't know about you. That's what you've done. That's why I despise you. That's why I've been yelling for 10 years. As people called it, politics. When the fallout's over your neighborhood, son, see if you think it's just politics then. Or if you end up in the gulag or the insane asylum. Or if Gestapo needs, a bounty that day and you're walking out in your neighborhood. And, maybe you look a little tan that day. They've grabbed several cops already. Off-duty cops. Dumbasses that sat back and let all this happen. Don't arrest nobody. Now they arresting you, dumbass. Got 2 of you so far. I have the right to be if I want. We'll see what happens. It's in theory for life. That means Donnie's never leaving anything. I told you what, Donnie wants all titles and trophies, including the title of, guess what, class? God. Read the story. It's right there. Never seen someone need it more. Desire it more. To be worshipped by everyone, I mean. Okay, remember this tweet? I read it to you. I believe I was... Anyway. This is from January. This was very shortly after Donnie won, I remember. People got a little happy, got a little excited. They thought they was in charge. I noticed Donnie's kids act like that sometimes. Sometimes they get a little hype. Leon gets a little hype, throws up the, Nazi salute. A little too happy, a little too hype. Maybe did an extra bump of Coke or something. Eric Mongloid Trump. That's Mongloid. Mongloid. Any and all who dare to defy the American Golden Age, heed this warning. You will lose. Toe the line or we will run you down. The gloves are off and we're not playing around this time. For now, it's tariffs, but trust me, we can and will do so much worse. I remember reading this, and not a lot had happened yet. It was January 26th, right after Donnie won. Really, not much at all had happened yet. And I was yelling about this very comment because I knew what it meant. And I knew there was a plan. And this is the evidence that there was a plan, son. Look at it. Eric the Mongloid. He really posted this. He took it down. Because he was giving the game away. And that's what I told you when I presented it to you. And was yelling about it and calling him a Mongloid. I told you before the election, they had a plan. I told you right after the election, they had a plan. I'm telling you, up to this moment, they had a plan. Epstein didn't matter. Greenland didn't matter. None of that. All the side things that aren't part of the real agenda. There was a plan. Not Greenland, I was thinking of something else. Greenland does matter, actually. People keep saying everything's to distract from the Epstein files. Yes, they do want to distract from them, but this plan was already in place. Why do you think he's threatening everyone like this? And we know what he means. I know what he means. Anyone who opposes the Reich. He was putting a warning out as if he's the king. He got a little too happy. That's why he had to take it down. Gave the game away right at the beginning. The Mongloid. That's why he's the Mongloid. He's not a smart boy. Gave the entire game away. I knew the gravity of this. I knew exactly what it meant. I knew this was a dumb little Mongloid child. Bragging as if he were daddy with the power, with the authority, with the son. Blessing. Basically saying anyone who stands in the way, we're going to do a lot worse than tariffs. Hit the fast forward button, class. Remember Nikki yelling about this in January when Mongloid said it, the day he said it. I remember yelling on camera. You probably thought I was crazy. You probably didn't take it seriously. Just entertainment, right? Hit the fast forward button. Woman gets shot 3 times in the face by absolute immune Gestapo. On camera, we all saw it. Children getting kidnapped. And defended at press conferences the kidnapping of children. Children used as pawns to lure the parents out of the house. I've seen videos and statements regarding that over and over again. What kind of evil men, son, would hold the child there while you're masked with a machine gun in full tactical gear and say, we're going to keep the child, and why don't you come out? Until you come out, we're not letting the child go back in. then ship them to like Texas, trafficking children, trafficking humans, turning human trafficking into an industry, government sanctioned. That's what DeSantis and what's his name, Abbott, were doing when they were busting the. That's human trafficking right there. Bus companies making money, holding facilities making money. It's an industry, son. It's a racket. Human trafficking. I imagine some of those humans end up in the sex trade too. They've turned human trafficking into an industry. That's why they send them to 8 facilities before they deport them. Everyone gets paid the transportation, the kidnappers, they get their bounty money. The facilities get to charge the government. That's your dumbass paying that bill. And the ICE salary. And the transportation costs, I guess. Yeah, it's all government paid. You understand that, right? We talk about it in modernistic terms. Again, corporate cunt speak. We don't call it what's really going on. Human trafficking. Children, adults, it don't fucking matter. One woman was made a sex slave by one of these ICE cunts in one of the facilities. Human trafficking is an industry. The kidnapper gets his bounty and salary thanks to you. That 9 facilities they transfer across state lines, trafficking, human trafficking, literally. Making money on the imprisonment and trafficking of human beings. Torture. Rape. God knows where some of these children end up. I'm not kidding. These fucking people are pure evil. And they all down with Vlad, and Vlad's big into the sex trade. Oh my God. Bread and butter for him. That's his thing. Why do you think there are people in Jared Kushner's office, Don Jr.'s office, talking about adoptions from Russia? The Eric Trump post proves one thing. There was a plan way before the election. They are executing it. This mongoloid got too overzealous and gave away the game right at the beginning, saying, we will use violence against you. We will do much worse than tariffs. Fast forward to now. Kidnapping, terrorizing of entire cities. Women screaming in the night that the kidnappers are here. In our neighborhood. Lock your doors. Mothers telling their children to carry their passports with them, hoping they won't get fucking kidnapped that day. Fuck you, who made it happen. Satan and the fucking lake awaits burning right next to a motherfucker. Every damn one of you, lest you turn away, son. So it seems they followed through. And they made sure to show the entire world that that person they killed was a lesbian. So, you know, libtard, liberal, lesbian, oh, it's okay to murder. It's Jesus-y. Eric was right. I knew he was right. I knew they were going to get to this point. Now they've proven what I've said. Eric's proven that his threat was legit and there was a plan before. That's why he took the posts down again, giving the fucking game away. These are not smart people. They're just evil people, and no one stops them. That's it. That's why that woman got shot in the face and that murderer is not arrested, not in custody, and got $1 million. That's why babies, little children are getting pepper sprayed, kidnapped, schools are getting terrorized, they're getting in melees with high school students. They're crashing into people's cars. It's a big joke. It's a big game out there. It's all about that warm body getting that $1,000. Terrorizing communities isn't the side effect, it's the commandment they are given before they are deployed. You are under siege, America, by terrorists in masks, kidnapping, murdering, raping, stealing, terrorizing, threatening, making lists, making databases for who they're going to arrest later when they do the roundups. And I ain't talking illegal, son. When I was yelling about this, now you can see it in real time. The plan unfolding, the violent part of the plan, the beginning of it. Because I expect mass extermination, mass roundups, mass arrests. Just like the third riot, because it's the fourth one. Same thing. Worse. Antichrist. Proof I wasn't yelling for no reason, not just for drama. I'm glad the person posted this and reminded me of this. I have a just gallery that goes back to before the election and just thousands of pictures. I can't even remember all these things. Even though I was yelling about it on camera, I saw the post, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Eric giving the game away. How they were going to lock people up, kill people, do worse than terrorists, like Eric's saying. He's threatening violence. Don't stand in the way of the right. That's what he's saying. Because I know my daddy's plan. I've heard him talk about it. Why I despise all you people. And you know who I'm talking to. When Donald Trump invokes large-scale perjury, this is Jamie Raskin talking. He obviously knows whereof he speaks. He is the undisputed living master of the big lie. But can he and his cult followers identify a single lie Jack Smith told? Donnie put a post up about Jack Smith. That's what Raskin is talking about. Large-scale perjury. That's a term I don't even know. I'm sure some lawyer told Donnie that, and that's where he got it from. They had a strategy meeting. The lawyer said, we'll try and go after him for this. And Donnie's like, okay. Based on his testimony today, there's no question that deranged Jack Smith should be prosecuted for his actions. He destroyed the lives of many innocent people, which has been his history. As a prosecutor, at a minimum, he committed large-scale perjury. Yeah, some lawyer told him. He didn't know that fucking term. Get the fuck out of here, Donnie. Donnie's the king of lying. He was Jeff Epstein's best friend. He's a pedophile. He's a rapist. He's an adjudicated defamer. He's an adjudicated fraud. He's a traitor. He committed espionage and stole 3,000 classified documents and disseminated some of them, I'm sure. And he's the Antichrist with a diaper full of shit. It just don't get much worse, man. But Jack Smith is deranged, right, jerk off? Oh my God. He's going to lock these people up. I always knew he would. These people, again, I told all you, the January 6th committee people, Jack Smith, fucking the Clintons, Obama, Adam Schiff. I told all of you, it's going to happen. Donnie can't control himself. This is their moment. They're seizing it. This is a Reich. I wish people would have taken it more serious. So Trump just violated a U.S. law from 1948, which stated that if you withdraw from the World Health Organization, you're required to pay all outstanding fees, which are around $260 to $278 million for 24 and 25, and that has not been done. Now you know why Donnie wants to pull out. Two reasons. One, he wants you to die. Eugenics is part of the Nazi belief. Thinning out the herd is part of the oligarchy, belief and Nazi belief. That's why RFK's out there, don't take vaccines, drink fucking milk straight out the cow, take blue dye in water. He doesn't do none of that shit. He takes every vaccine, son. You people are being played, and I don't even like vaccines. And I'm telling you that because I live in reality. No matter if I like it or not, I'm not going to lie about vaccines. Yes, they've hurt people. Yes, there are secret vaccine courts that they don't disclose the judgments. Very nefarious shit. But all these people get these vaccines and they're fine. Even worse, every single congressman, senator, every cabinet member, including RFK and Donnie, they get every shot, son. Every shot. Why are they telling you not to get them? You know the answer to that. You know the answer to why Dr. Oz says the things he says. They are eugenicists, son. They want some of you to die. They need some of you for slave labor, some of you to die. The rest, their family and oligarch members, the rest of the world is for them. That's their utopia. Always been. So now the real reason also, Donnie owes $278. That's Donnie's money. That's how he looks at federal money. I told you that before the election. He ain't paying that $278. Pull out. I pocket the money. I'll keep it. Why give it to them? And I don't really want, notifications of plagues going out anyway. It ruined my groove last Reich. So Donnie's a deadbeat. He doesn't pay anybody, ever. Another example. Pull out, don't pay. That's fucking Donnie. Now you know the real reason. Not just that they want you to die. And they do. Not all of you. They need some of you for slave labor, like I said. White House posts digitally altered image of woman arrested after ICE protest. I wasn't even going to talk about this. This has been going around a few days, and yeah, they did it. And you're living in 1984 where they alter history right in front of our face. I ain't heard they retract it or take it down or whatever they're supposed to do. It's still how they rendered it. That's where you're at, son, where they digitally alter pictures of people with AI intentionally. Here's the woman in the two photos. And you'll obviously see what they did to her with AI. The one with her with the, crying, open mouth, all that, that's AI. That's how evil these fucks are. Everyone caught it. It's been going around for days. Articles are now being written about it. You live in 1984, the early years. It will get worse. They will do this to more people. They will put the picture up. Everyone will know it's fake. And they will put the motherfucker in prison any fucking way. That's where it's going, son. You're living in dangerous fucking times. New State Department documents show that Trump Vance Rubio admin liberally only abducted Tufts student Rumeysa Ozturk because she co-wrote an op-ed urging Tufts to follow student resolutions to acknowledge genocide in Gaza and divest from companies tied to Israel. That's the operative phrase. I had forgotten about this. The company part. The kidnapping of these people, I just talked about it the other day. Remember, they did this first. They went at the colleges. They grabbed Muslims on visas that were critiquing Israel in articles, whatever. This one only wrote an article. That's all they did. And she got surrounded by men and kidnapped. There's footage of it. We all saw it. I imagine that was quite frightening for her in the land of the free. At least it used to be. Remember, that was the automatic first Reich thing they did. The protector of the Jews. You even critique Jews, you're a Muslim student on a visa, we come after you, we throw you in the gulag for a month, weeks, deport you, whatever we can do. Take your visa away. The point I'm trying to make with this, there's only one logical reason to go after people this over the top. In an effort to stop boycotts of Israeli-tied businesses. Remember, the Reich has talked about that as well several times over this year. They've talked about making it illegal, and they may have done it, to boycott Israeli businesses or businesses tied to Israel. They've discussed it openly. They may have proclaimed it. I can't remember. You have to ask yourself, what event in the future are they preparing for? Because the only logical way to look at that is Israel and Donnie and the Reich are going to do something in the future. They know the entire world are going to boycott any business tied to Israel. It will bankrupt people. It will devastate many rich Jews in Israel. That action. It might cripple Israel as a country altogether. The Reich needs the world, and especially America, to be afraid to critique. And they went after the Muslims on visas, so they need the Muslim world to be afraid to critique and start boycotts. And boycotts, again, that's the real shit. That's what they're trying to stop. And again, the only logical thing I can come up with is the temple again. They know the Muslims are going to flip out about the idea of that. Will they get out on the streets? I don't know, because again, None of the Muslim countries are financing it right now. They like what Donnie's doing. They've all made deals with him. They want to see where this goes for now. They may have been told about the temple, the leadership. There may have been a deal struck. Okay, we'll let it happen. We'll let the mosque get torn down. We won't flip out. We won't start a war. We'll keep a lid on our people. We'll execute the protesters, whatever. We'll keep it in check. He may have done that, and that wouldn't surprise me. So we have to ask ourselves, what event in the future, why do they need to stop boycotts of Israeli or Israeli-tied businesses? What are they doing? What do they have planned? That they expect a major boycott action to take place. Fatigue, I'm sorry. All I can think of is the temple. Think about the steps involved with the temple. Up on the Temple Mount, they have to tear down a mosque. Then build the Jewish temple, which no one in the Muslim world wants to ever see. And they especially don't want to see their mosque torn down. So maybe they expect some serious economic sanction type things to go on. And maybe Donnie and the Reich and Israel are preparing the world. Adelson as well, throw money at it. To make sure the world is hesitant to critique Israel in any way. I believe people have, gotten in trouble for critiquing Israel online in America now. Again, Donnie and the Reich are doing the Protector of the Christians and Jews Act right now. The fake Christians, not the real ones. And it's an imperative act. It's in the forefront. It's stressed. Why? What are they going to do in the future? They could have been worried back then about once they really go at Gaza even further, start bulldozing it, really reveal the resort plans. Maybe they expected major boycotts as a result of that. But I really have a feeling they're thinking of the temple. They know that shit's gonna... Again, there's a reason they never slapped it up, little children. It would have started World War III. The entire Muslim world would have flipped the fuck out, came at Israel. They would have had to fight everybody. That's the only reason it's not up. So maybe they anticipate, let's try and head this off the path. Let's make the world as scared as possible to even critique Israel. So when we get to that temple moment, maybe it won't be so bad. And we can actually achieve it. The only thing they have to fear, remember, is the business aspect. They got the military aspect covered. No one can fuck with them. 200 troops already on the Holy Land. Donnie has Bibi's back, for sure. That is known. That's been made clear. Bibi knows that. They have that down. That's locked down, covered, good. What can fuck Israel up? What can fuck the people up that want this to happen, that are helping make it happen? Boycott. So they see that as a real threat to something they intend to do. Or again, maybe it was about the resorts and the killing of Gazans. Maybe they're worried about the reaction to that. But all that goes hand in hand with the temple, all that building. I'm noticing some of these Jews in the right wing at the top, they use the chosen people line as a affirmation that they are better than other humans. The chosen people. Never. That's not what it means, although the hierarchical Jews, the right-wing Jews, use it that way and think that in their mind. We're better than other we're the chosen people. No, you're not. You were chosen for one thing, and I've explained this over many years, over and over again. The line of Jesus Christ, that's it. Nothing else. God, that line that they're God's chosen people has nothing to do with them being better human beings. Like the white supremacists believe they're better human beings than ethnic minorities. Same concept. Neither true. All humans are shitty. None are better than the others. And we all sin and do wrong. No race, no ethnicity, no creed, no nothing like that is better than another one. So that's a dangerous way to look at things. That's the same way the white supremacists look at things. Maybe that's why the right-wing Jews have joined up with the white supremacists. They believe the same thing, just about Jews. The white supremacists believe that all Jews should be killed. But this business thing, I really forgot about that. Organizing boycotts against Israeli-tied businesses. That is something that scares them. Again, they got the military angle covered. Bibi has his dream come true. An American president that says, I got your back. You got the American military behind you. Anybody fucks with you. Bibi's in his glory over that. It's what he's been wanting for years. The only thing that can fuck them up are the major boycotts. And they can't have that. My take on it. I'm going to take a break. It finally stopped raining. I can smoke in peace. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. All negative 37 on you. Uh, this doesn't seem good. Reserve Bank of India dumps U.S. Treasuries to 5-year low. Piles into gold for rupee support and diversification. Hindustan Times. This is becoming a trend. And this is probably how we end up on Donny Coin on digital, because more countries and investment funds are switching to gold because Donnie's an unstable lunatic and they're worried about the US dollar and the strength of it. They don't want to be holding a bunch of US treasuries when Donnie starts World War III or something and they're worthless. And they can see what Donnie's doing, they will be worthless dollars. So the switch over to investing in gold to be safe, because gold is always king in my opinion. I'd rather have gold than fucking anything, but real gold, not on paper. Because even in bad economic times, that'll still be worth something. Unless the whole system crashes, then it's fucking worthless. Except to use for, I don't know, electric conducting or something. But you don't have to, but you should understand. Like I said, for years, we get switched to cashless. What all those conspiracy theorists talk about for years, blaming it on the liberals, though, because they're idiots. And it's what they wanted to do. So, project it onto the others like Hitler did. The exact same thing. The exact same thing. Donnie Coin's already sitting there. It's inevitable, man. And it has a number on it. If more and more people switch to gold, if the dollar keeps continuing to decline in value, that will be the answer, I'm sure. They'll be like, oh, the dollar's no good anymore. Let's switch over to Bitcoin or digital. We can't use old money, right? Once the mark comes around, right? There would have to be a new currency, because if we still use old money, then, people that don't take the mark could still eat, survive. Every transaction couldn't be tracked. So what they used to talk about, how they used to sell Bitcoin, the early preachers, the psychos that I would encounter online. Don't you want your transactions to not be traced and not have to go through a bank and all that? Like, you get outside the system and blah, blah, fuck it. No, Bitcoin eventually, and I always knew it would. If it was ever taken seriously, I didn't think it would be taken seriously. I thought it would be a fad. I wasn't looking at it, though, and I should have been. But I had other distractions in my life throughout the years. Wastes of time, various ones. I should have been looking at it through biblical perspective. Cashless. No debit card. A just digital coin. A digital currency. No physical cash anymore. Prophecy people, conspiracy theorists, right-wingers been talking about that for years. Saying the liberals are going to do it. Of course, I never really believed that. I always noticed the fascist tendencies in the right wing. Just like Adolf. They were right-wing nationalists too. Same thing. And white supremacists. Same thing there too. It would make sense, though, if there's a mark and you need it to participate in society. Well, there would have to be a new currency to go along with that. And we all knew the cashless was coming. They've been pushing us towards it. And we're here, where whole countries have tried it. And the technocrats, they like that idea because it's worthless. It's just a digital number. There's nothing backing it. It's perfect. So I expect the dollar will continue to decline in value based on Donnie's chaotic, fucking demonic actions. Maybe Donnie wants it to go down in value. Maybe Donnie's been itching to switch us over to digital for a while. Just like Bukele. Using the same model Bukele used on his country. Which is nothing more than one thug replacing all the other thugs. That's all that happened. Same thing here. Got a lifelong mobster Russian asset. Proven. Running our country. His idol is the head mobster, Vlad. He idolizes guys like Vlad, Kim Jong-Xi. Mobsters. I'm glad I thought of the Russia thing, because Geraldo, 1 minute he's complaining about roundups of Latin people and how fucked up it is after he voted for it. The next minute he's saying that Russia stuff was a hoax and that Jack Smith may be indictable. Can you believe it? I'm thinking to myself, first of all, he's a Latin man and he don't see the Nazi thing going on. He don't think I might end up in a goddamn camp because I ain't white. He making arguments for the devil and the Reich. Mr. Rivera, did you see the Krasnov information? Did you see Donnie say Russia, if you're listening, before the first term? Did you see Donnie roll the red carpet out for Vlad on American soil? And Jack Smith has one of the most slam dunk solid cases I've ever seen. I don't even know where a man of Geraldo's intelligence could even get this opinion from, except for partisan straight hackery. And it tells me I'm right. Yeah, he did vote for it. Yeah. And after he voted for his people to get rounded the fuck up and terrorized, he complains about it. And then he defends Donnie, saying he ain't a Russian. All that Russia stuff was a fucking hoax. He said it very strongly, too. Really? Because Donnie looked like a Russian asset from second one before he even got elected the first time. Again, he fired the head of the FBI who was investigating his ties to Russia. Mr. Rivero, you fucking disingenuous hack. And then he had Lavrov and Kislyak and Kissinger in the fucking Oval Office. And for all the jerk-offs that have told me over the years, when I say Lavrov and Kissinger were in the office, they say, no, Kislyak. Fuck you, moron. I'm light years ahead of you. I don't need you to tell me that. And I knew all three names before you did. What you don't understand, son, is Kissinger is worse than the other two. That's why I say Lavrov and Kissinger and leave Kislyak the fuck out. Kissinger like a demon just traversing the planet. World leaders come kiss his ring like he's the fucking emperor or something when he was alive. And I don't even want to know what that man was doing behind closed door because it was written all over him, son. The devil, I mean, was written all over him. And the day after the FBI's fired, Kissinger is escorting the two Russian ambassadors. I'm like, wow, the emperor. He decides to show up the day after Comey's fired with two Russian fucking. I don't know what it is with that Kissinger guy. He must be a super, or was a super high level Freemason or something. He seemed to have authority over people he shouldn't have authority over. It didn't make sense to me. So if you think Kislyak and Lavrov were the dangerous ones in the room, and you think I made a mistake saying Lavrov and Kissinger, you don't understand what I'm trying to say, son. Anyway, forget disingenuous ass Geraldo, this dollar thing, and them switching us over. It's going to be the only answer. Donnie's stealing all the money out the treasury. They're spending it like water on ice, and Noam's getting new planes, and Donnie's getting his grift plane, bribe plane restored at $2 billion of your money. Deploying the military left and right. That costs money, son. Food, shelter, transportation, gas for that transportation. That's all your money going out the goddamn window for a Reich to terrorize your cities. For a kidnapping force, the budget just been raised to like 95 billion or some shit. For a murdering, kidnapping, assault force, terror force that they deploy against American cities. Can you fucking believe it? You get to pay for it. Isn't it great? It's going to happen. We're going to get switched over. The mark, all of it. I suggest you don't take it. Not a good idea. And it ain't a game. You're going to wish it was a game when you take that shit. You don't understand the peril. You truly don't. Donnie was pissed that Gavin Newsom was at the World Economic Forum while Donnie was there. Gavin Newsom, as a lame duck governor of a failing state, should not be at Davos running around screaming for the attention of foreign leaders and embarrassing our country. Again, I've never seen an entity that is walking projection before. I know it's a mental flaw that some people have. They project everything they do onto others. I've met a lot of humans that did that to me. But this is a level of sickness, man. The whole world's been talking about for days how Donnie's embarrassed us all. Somehow Gavin's the embarrassing one because Donnie's projecting what we all told him he did onto Gavin. He made a mockery of himself and everybody, including his staff, knows it. He should get the permits so that the people can build their homes destroyed by the fire that he could have prevented. We would have allowed the water to flow from the, here we go with the water again. Donnie just turns on the faucet. And Donnie doesn't talk about the part where he withholds federal money from Cali when Cali pays all the bills. Cali, Minnesota is another state, I just found out today, that pays more into the federal government than they take back, unlike the entire South. And unlike all the Rube states. I guess those states should stop sending the money, huh? When your welfare gets shut off in Iowa, in Texas, in Florida, in Georgia, in Alabama, in Kansas, you can thank yourself, you can thank the Reich, you can thank Donnie. Because he really fucking with New York, Cali, Minnesota. You think that's not having an effect on their economies? You know those economies pay your welfare, right? You biting the hand that feeds, son. You've been doing it for a long time. Those places you demonize, they pay your welfare bill in all various forms, including the actual welfare for your food and whatever you buy. The stupidity is astounding. Where are we at here with this bullshit? He should finish his monstrously over budget and behind schedule railroad from... I'm not reading any more of this. It's all bullshit. Gavin wasn't the embarrassment. I didn't see 37 million posts of how embarrassing and cringe Gavin Newsom was. I did see that about Donnie. And this is the Nazi Hobbit with a quote. Here in the U.S. Border Patrol, I will say unequivocally that we are experts in dealing with children. Mr. Bovino, Nazi Hobbit, you spelled trafficking wrong. This is when it really hit me when I read this. And I just thought about it all. And not that I didn't realize it before, but I really realize it now. They're trafficking people, man. That's what's going on. They've turned it in. They've monetized it. Again, everybody gets paid. The kidnapper, the facility, the transportation. There's a lot of mob people involved in this as well. And they need humans for stuff. Children, too. You think none of them are ending up there when they've monetized human trafficking? Literally. Why do you think they ship the people to 3-4 different facilities? And they always take them far away to like Texas, the center of Trader America, Texas. Always willing to deploy troops against other states for the civil war that's literally going on right now. That's what it means when troops from southern states go to other states. That's a civil goddamn war. Literally. A lot of agents come from that area. Gestapo, Arizona area too. There seems to be a high concentration of traitors destined for the lake there. And son, that is your only destiny. Enjoy the tough guy act now. You will be crying like an infant in the end. They're kidnapping children, and this midget cunt stands before us to dare say that they're experts in dealing with children. No, you're experts in trafficking children. I agree with that statement. You are experts in that. Kidnapping children and they end up God knows where. How many kids never got returned to their parents from the first term? You think some of them didn't end up there, son? You think Donnie didn't have nothing to do with it, Vlad, etc.? You think there was only one reason, cruelty for separating children from their parents? So they never see him again? Oh no, there was another reason for that as well. Wasn't just the cruelty. And we all know it. And it's going on again. A bunch of mobsters have an endless supply of women and children. They could do anything with them. And I'm sure they have. That's the level of evil we're dealing with. Women get shot in the face 3 times right on camera in front of us all. Public execution. Human trafficking going on in front of us all. Literal human trafficking. It's an industry. Big business now. And your money pays for it all. That's what you've done. But I know you love the little children, right? All that Pizzagate talk all those years. I know. The Gestapo are experts in trafficking children, not dealing with children. Kidnapping, terrorizing, trafficking, literally. The 5-year-old they grabbed. This is why I hate you. This is why you will burn. Don't say you weren't warned. You can't detain a 5-year-old if a masked man grabs a kid off the street, puts him in an unmarked car. That's kidnapping. Well, that's what we used to call it when masked guys jumped out of vans and grabbed women and children and, stuff like that. We used to call it kidnapping. Somehow in, inversion world, Nazi Gestapo, right-wing cunt world, guys jumping out of vans with masks and kidnapping people, including American citizens, all of a sudden it's not kidnapping no more. I don't know how that happened. It's amazing what you cunts have done. If that child is then sent to another state, that's trafficking. Yep. And everyone's sent to another state. They all got to go to Texas somewhere. Someone got to make money down in Texas, the traitor state. Goddamn traitors down there, boy. That's trafficking. Yeah, they're grabbing people, shipping them 8 states away, then 9 states away, 3 states. Trafficking for money. All of them. And all of them will burn. As you're kidnapping, terrorizing, murdering, trafficking human beings, tell that to the man that was your job. And you were just following orders. And you needed to make a living. I dare you. I dare you. While you standing there. See how well that will go. Language matters here. What happened to Liam Ramos should outrage us all. Yeah, because I was thinking the same thing all day. And then I saw this comment. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Especially when I saw Bovino. That's what really triggered it, man. We're experts in dealing with children. No, you're experts in trafficking. I get it now. I get it. They were doing that in the first term. They're doing it now. He's the Antichrist. This is the devil's son. And they shot a woman in cold blood, called her a fucking bitch on camera. We all saw it. The guy got $1 million. It's over. You and the apocalypse. Good is evil and evil is good. A lot of us are going to die. It will not be fun. Anyone that has any morality and decency, you are at risk of death. With this Reich, with this inversion, with these cunts, our neighbors, friends, family, colleagues, the demons on either side of the path. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you in. And it's not logical and it's not normal. It's supernatural. I'm sorry I didn't choose it. This is Aaron Rupar saying this, and I trust his judgment because all he does is watch these clips all fucking... This is what the man does. Trump, who is in D.C. and could actually speak at the March for Life, instead just sent them one of his weird videos that looks like AI. If Aaron says it looks like AI, I trust his judgment even more than mine because all he does is watch these clips. It looked like this. And these are the kind of short statements I'm talking about that they use AI for. They're experimenting with it. They're seeing how convincing it can be. A lot of the posts that are being written, I'm pretty certain that they've put Donnie's personality the same way Leon did it to Grok, made him a Nazi. I'm pretty sure if they're using Grok for Donnie's posts too. I don't know. They might be. I have a feeling they're training an AI to write like him, and some of those posts were generated via AI. So again, when he goes vegetable, that thing will be able to post just like Donnie. That thing will be able to generate a video like this. Like the Wizard of Oz or something. Oh, Donnie pulled us out of the World Health Organization. I told you about that. California decided they're going to join the WHO's Global Outbreak Alert and Response Network. What does that say about these two men? Gavin Newsom actually gives a fuck about his constituents, the people he's governing. Donnie doesn't. Not one fuck about anybody. Outbreaks of disease and plague and such. Pretty important shit. And I know you've been saying the WHO is some evil, liberal, horrible, satanic organization. All I know is, I don't know much about the WHO. I know what you people have said all over the years. That doesn't mean I take it as gospel. Because your assessments have gotten us here. You thought Donnie was a good thing. All I know is this. It ain't the WHO looking bad right now. It's the Reich looking bad right now. It ain't the WHO that's looking like the threat to the world. Donnie's looking like the threat to the world. If the WHO is such an evil, demonic organization, son, are you not paying attention? Donnie be all about it. All about it, son. Do you hear me? Yet he's not. Probably because America owes almost $300 million, and Donnie don't want to pay. That's his money. He wants that in his pocket. He don't want to give that to WHO. I have a feeling if you look into the details of everything that they do, and it's much more than you realize. you will understand that it's a good thing and we need it. If it wasn't a good thing, if it was a bad thing, Donnie be all about it. All about it. So I'm glad Gavin gives a fuck about the people of California, and he's going to make sure that they get, alerts from the WHO, because he joined up a certain segment of that group to get alerts about plagues and shit. Pretty important. Especially in a world that with plane travel where people are in fucking Japan 3 hours, in America 6 out, just back and boom, 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 all over the fucking globe. Plague can travel so much faster. Trump, we're bringing back God. And again, that's the AI video, so. The Antichrist is bringing back God. Did you know that? That's incredible. The irony. I guess technically that's a true statement because God will come back. One aspect of God, there are three aspects: the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. The Son, and kill Donnie. That's what's supposed to happen in the story. I didn't write it. If Donnie's the Antichrist. That's what it says. Oh, something I noticed recently. It says he'll be thrown living into the lake of fire. The false prophet and the Antichrist. Living. And when I read that, because again, I don't have all scripture memorized. I know the basics of it. And it sticks with me for some reason. But I'd forgotten that living word. And I'm thinking, what is that going to look like? And I just picture some divine entity just grabbing them off the earth and throwing them in the lake. Because that's the way it's described. They're thrown living into the lake of fire. As if they don't have that death moment, that transition, whatever that is. We've all heard the stories, go to the light, all that shit. I don't know if it's real. Who knows? Maybe they don't have that moment. Maybe they're plucked right off the earth and thrown in. What the fuck would that look like? What's any of it gonna look? It's very hard to believe. I understand, because again, I told you yesterday, I've only seen the typical on this plane and nothing else. So what the fuck would that look like? Jesus Christ coming back. And there's this battlefield. And he just decimates all of them. He comes in the sky somehow. What's that look like? People are called up to the sky with him, but that's the end again. Not the rapture, the end. Them two thrown living into the lake of fire. How's that going to work? I guess I'll say this and I'll take a break real quick. I just really hope, since all this evil part of the story is true, that the good part is as well. But in the typical realm, the good part would not be true. That's what I expect. But I'm really hoping I'm wrong. And the good part is real. But again, all I have is my experience. I don't know what heaven's like, if heaven exists. I don't know what God's like, Jesus. All I know is this shite earth. This shite realm run by the devil. He is in charge. That's why Donnie's at the top. And you're not. That's why Leon's at the top and you're not. That's why Leon gets all your money in welfare and you don't. But if you go down to the welfare office, everybody call you a loser, look at you funny. How dare you? That's why they're there and you're not. That proves who runs this world. That's simple. And Leon pays open tribute to him, and so does Donnie. I could list the ways, but I'd rather smoke this cigarette. I'll be right back. Okay. This fucking guy. I saw him for the first time last week. Another one straight out of the fucking Den of Satan. And he almost looks part Latin, even though his last name is not a Latin name. But I just get the vibe that he's part Latin and that he's betraying his people, but maybe I'm wrong. His name is Marcos Charles, and he looks like this. And he's another evil fuck. Totally, utterly, completely. My officers stayed with the child that they kidnapped. That child. They cared for him. The child they kidnapped. Took him to get something to eat from a drive-thru restaurant. Spent hours ensuring he was taken care of. After you kidnapped him, it gets worse. It gets bad. Again, my officers did that. Not his father. His family refused to open the door and take him back. I literally saw the officers holding the child. They weren't giving him back. What they did do, because I read more about this, and they were right behind him, they had the kid go to the door, and the officer standing right to the side of the door. The kidnappers, the ones that were saying, we're not giving your child back unless you come out, holding him hostage. Are acting like they're doing something noble and they're better than the child's father. Here's the thing, cunts destined to burn. The family was just fine before you fucking showed up. Grabbing a 5-year-old, which the man will not be pleased about, son. And this fat cunt right here, trying to act like he cares about the kid and the kid's father doesn't when a kid fucking kidnapped him. Oh my God, the man gonna have such a good time with this fat fuck. Oh my God. Oh, God. Oh, I would not want to be him. Whew. Holy shit. I noticed how evil that fuck was the other day, too. I didn't want to talk about him yet. He's coming more to the forefront. And he's really preaching that gospel of Satan. Hardcore, baby. As hardcore as he's preaching it, that's how hot the fire's gonna be. He gonna wish he didn't preach it. My God, is he gonna wish he didn't preach it. He don't even know. None of you do. I know. None of you do. My God, what you got coming. You can't even imagine it. ICE rebrands armed occupation as childcare. Yeah, that's what you just heard there. A masterclass in Orwellian compassion. Nothing says caring for him like 3 agents holding a toddler hostage for 9 hours without a warrant. Agents entered at 5:15 a.m. yet waited 6 hours to notify the mother, then blamed the family for 9+ hours. Armed ICE detained Mateo without medical support or state-mandated CPS referral, violating Illinois law. This welfare stay was a DHS-enforced tactic from their January 12 memo to encourage self-deportation. Funded by $4.2 billion stripped from FEMA. Call it what it is. State-sanctioned psychological warfare against children to meet deportation quotas. It's fucking kidnapping children, trafficking children, holding them hostage. It's so much more than that. My God, I think this might be a different kid they're talking about. I can't, was that the kid's name? Let me go back. I want to look at the kid's name. Oh, Liam Ramos. All right, so that is a different kid, I think. Still, that ain't the only kid they grabbed and pulled this move. I've seen videos of it. Of them holding a small child trying to get the parents to come out. Whew. Here's a picture right here. They got the kid at the door, the agent standing right behind him. This is the Liam kid, I believe, with the blue hat. Federal agents took the boy from a running car while it was in the family's driveway. The school superintendent said, yeah, I heard the first lie was that the kid was walking home from school and they just grabbed him. I'm thinking a 5-year-old is walking home from that. Don't sound legit. That sounds more legit. The officers then told him to knock on the door to his home to see if the people were inside, essentially using a 5-year-old as bait. Yeah. Holding him hostage too. I don't know how you cunts sleep at night, but I notice there's a lot of cunts just like you. That tells me a lot of people are going to burn. Just like Adolf Hitler. Donnie's posting about the arch again. Again, little children. Adolf Hitler had an architect draw up plans for an arch in a ballroom over a bunker. And he planned on calling Berlin the capital of the world. They did a test build of the arch in some swampland. They tested if it could hold the weight. It could not hold the weight. The plans were drawn up in 1943. The war was over in 45, so Hitler did not get the chance to build the huge ballroom, build the arch, call Berlin the capital of the world. Donnie's building an arch in a ballroom. With your money, of course. Always. Says he's going to take $1 billion from the treasury. Remember that? He might just keep it. The two exact structures that Adolf Hitler wanted to build. This is known, verified. This isn't a secret. And Donnie's building them. And they seem very important to him. He brings them up all the time. So are we going to still pretend at this point, after the camps, masked men, military deployed, the same two exact structures that Hitler wanted to build, are we going to pretend, and the Nazi salutes, are we going to pretend this is not a Reich, these aren't Nazis? Again, it's like a bad fucking movie, dystopian nightmare, Armageddon movie. The Antichrist in the movie, or the head villain in the movie, the leader of America, is a Nazi who wants to build the same structures and continue the Reich that Adolf. Like, it's like a bad 80s dystopian movie or something. Over 100 priests arrested in Minneapolis for protesting ICE in Minnesota outside MSP Airport. The clergy gathered in prayerful solidarity to demand airlines, especially Delta, cease contracting deportation flights. That's someone else who's getting paid, son. The airline. Your money. Persecution of the true church. That's what this is. Because there ain't a MAGA Christian that's a real Christian. They ain't the ones, son. They're going to take the mark. Guaranteed. Rest of you all got a chance still. Don't blow it. No one is talking about TikTok's latest update to the terms of service. The deal's through. There's American propaganda TikTok, which will be even worse than the Chinese propaganda TikTok. That threw me off in a month. I made 2 videos fucking around. I basically used it just to put like songs and some Cornell vids I put on there. So that's probably who got me thrown off. I did the 2 videos. Look, I didn't plan them out. I just went on there and I talked about my views on the world in 2 different accents. And those videos started to get traction. They got a few thousand views. Everybody panicked. Shut down my entire channel. No warning, no strikes, no just... That's how much I scare those cunts. I didn't get 100,000 views. I didn't get 50. A couple thousand. Even YouTube can't tolerate that for me, getting a couple thousand views. They shut it down quite often. That's how dangerous I am. Tracks your citizenship, immigration status, religious beliefs, mental and physical health diagnosis, your race, if you're trans or non-binary, sexual preferences and orientation. Sounds like it's the Gestapo collecting information to me. Put you on a list. Again, this is why I hate you right here, what I'm about to read you. Ready? Pull up a chair, listen up. I'm a Puerto Rican. I send my kids with their passports to school. I'm having conversations with them about safety. Am I safe at school? A week ago, we had an incident where there was a school bus with the stop sign open and kids were getting on the bus and it was surrounded by ICE agents. This is 7:20 in the morning and you get that fight or flight response. At first, her 9-year-old was carrying her passport in her backpack. Now it's in her back pocket. I have to prepare them for it if they get stopped. She says, I said, do not engage. This is not the time to be cussing at anyone. But she said, Mom, if I create enough noise, my friends can get away. I love that answer. I don't know how many kids would say that. Let's go back to this quoted line. I have to prepare them for it if they get stopped. No, miss. No, class. You have to prepare them for it if they get kidnapped. That's America now. Why I hate you. It will get much worse. It will affect the whole world. It's over. That's why I hate you. And you know who I'm talking to. Lucifer, fake Lucifer. My favorite Bible verse says, wear a cross around your neck and be a cunt. Right. Right. The cross don't make you a non-cunt. The cross don't make you a Christian. In fact, my stance on crosses and symbols worn, it says not to do that. Probably because of the mark and the Antichrist and all that, and paganism. Making idols. Paganism. God doesn't like that. Because he's God, and you worshiping another God that doesn't exist, or a fallen angel, or whatever the fuck it is. He's highly offended by that. Go figure. Not my rules. His. Yeah, and how many people that, perpetrate themselves or present themselves as Christian and wear the cross are abject cunts of Satan. So many. So bloody many. But as far as symbols, my recommendation on wearing crosses depicting God or Christ or anything like that, don't do it. Will you go to hell for wearing a cross? I doubt it. But it really says not to make any images whatsoever. That includes shiny gold crosses that are big business. Just letting you know, I'm not mad at you. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying you're going to hell for it. I'm just saying. That's why I'd never wear one. I don't even really wear jewelry. I don't like jewelry. Never did. Never saw the point of it. Shiny rocks, shiny metal. It's the goddamn point. There isn't one. Stupid humans, that's the point. I've got the biggest rock set in a piece of metal. I'm special. I've got the biggest gold chain. I've got the biggest cross. Shiny rocks, shiny metal. Someone spackled up Trump's disfigured left hand before his meeting with Zelensky. Also note the otherworldly color of his face. That's Aaron Rupar saying that. The original bruising on the right hand where the mark is going to go. I thought about that today. I'm like, Donnie had this mark on his hand. Was it right or left? Oh, it was his left hand. But his right hand had already been fucked up with the bruising, and they've been putting the makeup on it. Now they're putting it on the left as well. And you can see it when you blow up the picture. Because I was like, does he have makeup on both hands now? And he does. And yeah, he's got a kind of light orange going. A pale orange. I'm going to show you a closer up picture. Standing with Zelensky. Wasting Zelensky's fucking time. Russian goddamn asset. Okay, maybe you can see the hands better. This picture's blown up. It doesn't look that good on the screen. You probably can't see it. But just see the total package. The tiny hands that have makeup on them. The fucking orange fit. Like, this is just... How did you people... I've been yelling for years. There's a certain type of people that paint their face. They're called clowns, you motherfuckers. And it's not funny. Because it's the end of fucking America. Horror. Women getting shot in the fucking face. It's not funny at all. How did anyone take this seriously? I mean, is the fucking circus in town? Makeup all over his hands. An orange shine on his fucking face. What the fuck? Yeah, there's another group of people that paint their faces like that. They're called fucking clowns. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm enjoying how the British and the people in the United Kingdom are handling this situation. Donnie talks shit on European troops, saying that, oh, they didn't really do any of the fighting in Afghanistan, even though they joined us. You know, that NATO's worthless. They didn't appreciate that very much. Even Starmer, who's totally down with Donnie, even he was talking shit. This just a random British person. And he put this picture, I guess this is the dead coming back. One of the caskets. And this is what he had to say. And this man's a poet or a person. They might not be a man, I don't know. 457 British families torn apart. 23 men killed from the regiment I served. Fuck this fat yank cunt and anyone else who sucks up his arse. I like that. Well done. This man's a poet. He's better than Shakespeare. And I agree with him 100%. There are lists of immigrants, lists of people with developmental disabilities, lists of dissidents, and lately even lists of Jews, all ostensibly in the name of public safety. Have you noticed that? The Reich really likes making lists. And today a piece of footage was going around, and masked cunt Gestapo was mad that they were being filmed. And again, cunts in the mask, if you're not doing anything wrong, why are you afraid of being filmed? Oh, because you're criminals, terrorists, rapists, thieves, murderers, kidnappers, I forgot. Never mind. That's why you don't want to be filmed. You're of Satan. And you don't want your shit on camera. So what the guy did is he took a picture of the person filming him, and then he went up to their car and took a picture of the plate. And the person said, "Why are you doing that?" "Oh, you're going in this nice little database that we have." They're biometrically scanning people that they grab, whether they arrest them permanently or not. They're taking pictures of protesters and filmers and the people that follow them. That is going in a list. The Reich has been making lists since day fucking one. They've been doing it for years, actually. But now they're really about it. Why would you make lists like that? Because one day they're going to go round a bunch of people up based on those lists. That's why. That's the only reason to make those lists. There is no other reason. And that's been the plan for a long time. People in the Reich, before it was even the Reich, have been gathering names and accounts on social media. Because they know where this is all going. They've always known. And they want those people rounded up at some point. This has been talked about. They tried to get a list of autistic people. They had to try to get a list of all kinds of different things and people. Just like Adolf. He did the same thing. As far as lists, as far as the cunt in the mask taking pictures of license plates so you can come kidnap them later when the order is given, someone else is making a list. For all you MAGA cunts out there making lists, in government, out of government, whatever. I want to tell you about a different list. It's being made by someone called The Man, and your name's on it. And it doesn't matter if you wear a mask and you think you're safe. It doesn't matter that you're hiding behind your computer screen making lists of names that you want rounded up that you're going to submit to the Reich at some point. And you think you're safe. You're on The Man's list. And if you're on his list, son, that means you're going to the lake. And that's real. The reason I know it's real is because of you. Your existence. What's left of it. You're all on that list, every cunt in a mask. Every cunt making lists. Everyone in the Reich. I'd be afraid to be on that list, son. Your list ain't shit. Every mass cunt is on it, including Mr. Charles, including the Nazi hobbit Bovino. Much more frightening than the Reich. The White House posted this. Again, your tax money hard at work. Donnie walking on Greenland with a penguin and American flag. You know, annexation propaganda put out by the Reich, the White House, our government. Because Donnie didn't embarrass us enough these past few days. I've always wanted all the government social media accounts to be used purely for propaganda, nothing normal. I've really been waiting for that. Leon. Again, the United Kingdom. This is someone commenting on Leon. Just got off a Ryanair flight to Dublin. On landing, pilot announced, Elon Musk is a wanker. The whole plane clapped and whooped like Ireland won the World Cup. That's how much you're liked, Leon. In other words, you're not liked, Leon, by anyone. I noticed one of your ex-women, baby mamas, she's suing XAI because she's been undressed online because of your AI. And I guess that was part of the point of it, huh, Leon? You to terrorize your ex-baby mamas that can't stand you. You know, that you withhold child support from, like a fucking deadbeat guy working a part-time job at a gas station. As you take heaps of welfare, you goddamn waste of oxygen cunt who can't even pay your fucking baby mamas. Too concerned about making it to that trillion, right, Leon? I don't know if you're going to make it. Even if you do, it don't buy your way out of the lake, son. And we didn't make it to the point where we have immortality yet, so you're fucked. Your fat ass going in. Richest man in the world, only because of your welfare. I'm talking billions in welfare for 3 companies. Utter welfare queen. Would have no businesses were it not for welfare. Let alone 3. Can't even pay his baby. Motherfucker. This ain't a guy making 50 G's, 100 G's, 150, 200 G's a year. This is a guy making 100 billion a year. Off of welfare. And he got baby mamas contacting him online because he won't answer their calls. And he won't pay the child support. Again, like a deadbeat dad who works at a gas station. When he's the richest man in the world. What is more disgusting than that? There's no excuses when you're the richest man in the world not to pay your baby mamas. Or to get mad about what you are paying your baby mamas. It's incredible. And look, Leon, you got pilots calling you a fucking wanker at the end of flights as an exit comment to the fucking to all the passengers. All the money in the world, Leon can't buy your way out of being a douchebag. That fucking sucks, man. That is amazing. A pilot can call you a wanker. A whole planet erupts. Like, these are Europeans, too. He's saying like they won the soccer cup, son. That's their shit. That's their sport. Oh, is that the end? Leon, you fat fucking cunt. The lake awaits, son. Mr. Bovino, the lake awaits. That's the lake of fire. I want to be very specific for when you call me a terrorist or something. That's in the spiritual realm, Mr. Nazi Hobbit. Mr. Miller. Mr. Bovino, Mr. Charles. Oh, Mr. Charles. Donnie Shitbags. By name. That's what's special about Leon and Donnie. God said they going in the lake by name. That's how much God despises those two fat geriatric cunts. That's incredible. To be such a piece of shit. Donnie and Leon, if I'm correct that they're the two, and I still feel like I am, to be such a piece of shit, because they're exactly alike. They both wanted the same thing. Chancellor, co-chancellor. They both want to rule the world. They want to be king of the world. The same person. Same thing. But Miller is doing a lot of preaching. I don't know. But Miller's not just like Donnie, not in the same way. Leon is. And Leon went for the throne. Like Donnie went for the throne. No one else did. So it's probably those two. But my point is, before I go, imagine being such a piece of shit. Class. That God mentions you specifically in the Bible. By name. Two specific entities. The beast and the false prophet. I know Donnie's the beast. I know that to the core of me. False prophet, I'm not as certain, but I really do think it's Leon. Criteria again, fire raining from the heavens in the sight of men. Or fire coming from the heavens like rain. Leon blowing up them rockets, it looks just like. But then get Stephen Miller and Hegseth, they blowing up fire raining from the heavens on boats, but it's not like when the rockets do it. We all see that. It looks like raining fire. And the false prophet, the name false prophet implies you're a prophet for a cause. Leon's cause just happens to be Satan. Leon bought the biggest prophet. How do I put that? The biggest website to preach on the MAGA gospel. Donnie got up on stage, shook his hand, did the whole theater. Chancellor, co-chancellor. That's another kind of interesting difference with Leon as opposed to everyone else, Stephen Miller, other people. So one more time, class. Oh, the false prophet will also, the other criteria is he will demand an image be made to the beast. So, and we worship it. So the person that does that will definitely be the false prophet, however that plays out. But again, in closing, imagine being such a piece of shit, like the imp, like Leon, like Donnie, that God mentioned you specifically, because God mentions the imp going in too. But the imp's not human. Let's stick with humans. Imagine being such a piece of shit. God names you directly, specifically. No one else except the imp is named specifically. Imagine how evil you have to be. And boy, are Donnie and Leon evil. The plans they have for you people, you're seeing some of it already. Do you think they only want to go halfway? Or do you think they want full Reich, where they execute who they want? If you talk shit, they grab you, take you away. If you're a liberal, grab you, take you away. If you're in government, you're a liberal, grab you, take you away, execute you, deport you, insane asylum you, murder you right on the street like Miss Good. It's going all them places. Extermination, all of it. They believe it. They love it. It's their religion. It's called Nazism. Donnie had Hitler's speeches next to his bed. Sad that more of you didn't take that seriously. Sad that so many couldn't see through the racism and brainwashing and understand the history of what the last dictator in the modern era, the last Nazi Reich. How did it end for Germany again? Little children. I know the racism, though. I know. It's okay. It's going to cost you, though. Everything. Anyway, I gotta go. And he does mention the minions of the Antichrist, those who take the mark. So that's a kind of specific group as well. It mentions liars, murderers, sorcerers, all that, but that's vagaries. The imp, the Antichrist, the false prophet, those who take the mark. All specifics that God himself wanted us to see. That God himself felt so strongly about. And what I mean by that is those people are such big pieces of shit. That's how God views them. That he names them specifically, again, as going in. That's hardcore, man. And that should tell you the level of evil they're capable of, and that they have, that they intend to do to you and all of us. Again, we watched a woman get shot 3 times in the face. We watched them take a 5-year-old and defend it all the next day. It's pretty fucking evil already. And it's only going to get worse. I wish I had something positive to say, but there is nothing positive. Again, that's why I hate you. Why I despise all this. And I despise you because I don't want to be in the apocalypse. But I have no choice. And now we must just suffer it because of you. Disgusting. Have a wonderful evening.